What is going on, YouTube? Zach from these fucking sunglasses are already bothering me. What's going on, folks? Zach from Shelf here. Hope you guys are doing good and reading lots of manga. Today is going to be a bit of a different video. Now, I know a lot of you loved when I reacted to the mother who had a big problem with her daughter bringing home Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, and we had a lot of good fun. We had a lot of good laughs. And I was very fortunate to come across a series of video clips in which an Australian senator by the name of Stirling Griff decided that amongst all of the problems in the world, amongst the fact that his country literally just suffered the worst wildfires in human history, to take on anime and manga, as if that should, is, and definitely has to be a priority. Now, before I begin, I do have to kind of admit that on some of the points that this guy makes, I do agree with. Eromanga Sensei is a fucking weird anime and manga. I think Lolicon and Shotokan are a slippery slope to pedophilia. I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to touch on that because I honestly just don't have the time. It's not the focus I want to be here. I don't like it, but I don't think that everything should be banned because of small aspects of anime and manga that don't touch in each and every series. Do I think all anime and manga deserve to be banned because of a few bad series? Absolutely not.
Plain and simple. The worst anime my office discovered is Eromanga Sensei.
So what I love about this is he says, the worst anime that my office discovered was Eromanga Sensei. Which, again, is a very fair point. Eromanga Sensei is fucking weird. But I just love this. It's like, we sat there, we had a meeting, and, at some point in this bureaucratic process, with this fucking senator at the table, the head of the table sat there saying, we've got domestic terrorism, we've got hate groups committing hate crimes, we just suffered the worst wildfire that we've seen in years, there's countries that are very poor that need our aid, there are people at home who are homeless, but you know what, guys, I think we have to sit here and, really pick apart this anime thing, because I don't like it. I think we should try and get this stuff banned in Australia. And the fact that that just came above everything else in terms of priority, I don't know. I know there are a lot of senators focusing on a lot of things, but this is one aspect of politics I never understand. Why can't everyone in a certain political party just focus on one fucking thing, and then try and fix it, and then move on to the next thing, instead of fracturing all of these stupid little things, and nothing ever getting done? I mean, it seems like it should be such a low fucking priority, considering we're near the end of February, and so much crap has just already gone down. Like, I don't know. That's just me. Maybe, being sensible isn't a part of being a politician.
The plot is beyond what any person would consider as normal or appropriate. The series features 12-year-old Sagiri, who draws pornographic manga while her 15-year-old stepbrother writes the books.
That is weird. Revealing
clothing and sexually provocative poses are frequently depicted throughout the series, with the characters seen copying these poses and referring to genitalia.
The copying poses thing, again, really weird. Like I've said before, Eromanga Sensei is definitely not on. Definitely not on. And, but, the referring to genitalia point is a bit weird. Like, did you guys just not refer to penises or vaginas until you guys were 18? Like, I know I definitely referred to genitalia as early as 12, so I don't really know. I don't know why that he felt the need to add that in.
The series also heavily features incest themes, and many scenes are so disturbing, I just can't describe them.
Yeah, fair enough, but I feel like this guy had an intern of his go to Google and just type in really terrible anime, and they picked like the top 5 from like a Watch Mojo video or something, because I can guarantee you, Mr. Griff, there are way worse anime and manga than Eromanga Sensei. Not just in terms of sexually explicit material, but definitely in terms of violence. Even, sexually explicit material, because there's definitely some stuff out there that makes Eromanga Sensei look like a children's show. But it's amazing and almost artful how the senator has not only kind of not really made a point other than, like, I watched this anime, and I didn't like it, let's ban anime, let's have a vote for it right now. It goes to show your complete and total lack of media literacy, because anime and manga are not the only mediums that portray these kind of things. I'm going to show you guys a couple of still images, maybe some clips, I'm not sure how I'm going to edit this together yet, of a show that airs on Netflix. It's a show about basically everything he complained about with Eromanga Sensei, but I think turned up to 14. It's a hell of a lot worse, a hell of a lot more explicit, and somehow went under his radar. I don't know how he missed it. It's for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, it's Big Mouth, this disgusting fucking dumpster fire of a show. So the reason, this is okay, but this isn't. What's the common denominator here, Mr. Griff? So this guy also lays into No Game, No Life. Now, I've never seen it, so I'm just going to skip over that. Goblin Slayer, which I have watched and read a little bit, so we'll just look at this one.
The rape of children is abundant in manga, like the series Goblin Slayer, which I have to say in my office we showed to a number of people today, and they were absolutely horrified. In Goblin Slayer, children are often portrayed as frightening or resisting, but they are also shown as enjoying sexual abuse, enjoying it.
I don't think any of that is true. At all. I'm trying to honestly think of at least one time when a child is raped in Goblin Slayer, and I'm trying to, I can't, I'm pretty sure all of the characters are adults. Unless I'm missing something, unless it's like a way later episode or like way later in the series. Like, admittedly, I've only seen the first half of it, but, yeah, wow, I've heard a lot of things about Goblin Slayer, but that's a new one.
And as I've said, experts say that pedophiles are using this material to groom children. Have a look at this. This is normal. It's certainly not normal.
Okay, I have to stop there because that is that's the stupidest fucking thing I have ever heard in my entire life, and we're at the end of February. We're not even 3 months into the goddamn year yet. I want to first of all know exactly what experts say that anime and manga is being used to groom and abuse children. I don't think that's true. I think he's pulled that out of whatever fucking ass he has. And more to the point, if he is concerned with people using anime and manga to groom children, we have to examine the method with which they do that, and it's likely through the internet. So if you want to look at that, you're going to have to also say, okay, let's just ban the internet. Let's ban all forms of communication on the internet. But what you really should be doing is focusing on how these pedophiles and how these sex offenders are contacting children, how they're getting in touch with them, and how exactly they're communicating with them, and then when they communicate with them, go in there and actually fucking make a difference and do something. Conversely, at that point, maybe you should be putting your effort into making children aware that this is the danger of going online when you're a child. Maybe educating parents that, yes, this kind of thing happens, and here's how you can avoid it. But no, we're going to focus on one small inkling that you have a modicum of an argument in, and just not focus on the big picture here. I feel like you're making 100 points and simultaneously missing them entirely. But Mr. Griff, you have... hats off to you. You have fucking done it. I can safely say in my almost 20 years of being an anime and manga fan that I have not once in my entire life known someone who has been groomed through anime or manga, sexually abused specifically because of anime and manga. And you know what? I'm not saying these things don't exist, but I am saying that this is not the problem you should be fucking focusing on. It really just baffles me that taxpayer money went into something so fucking stupid. Like, I understand where he's coming from. Don't get me wrong. Again, I think Lolicon and Shotokan are fucking weird. I know it's gonna piss a lot of people off, but so fucking be it. But you really have to just sit back and say, is this the problem we should be focusing on? Because this should be the lowest fucking priority. Of all the things that happened in Australia the last year, this should be the lowest fucking thing on your list. I don't know how clearer I can make that. So he also goes into Sword Art Online, a series that I am familiar with, so this should be interesting.
The movie undoubtedly features the abuse of children. In one explicit scene that takes place in the virtual world, the character Asuna is raped by her captor, Sugu, who threatens to also rape her in the real world, where she is lying in a hospital room in a catonic state.
Actually, gonna stop it there because I know exactly where he's going with that. But to my understanding, the creator of Sword Art Online has already come out and said, yeah, you know what, the rape scene was a bit distasteful. I'm never going to include stuff like that again. At the time, this is the kind of thing that was included in fantasy fiction. It's definitely not the only series in the world to include rape in fiction as a way of progressing characters. Not at all. And, I can think of about 100 fucking movies and TV series in which that is a prominent point of the series. But no, we're not gonna focus on any of that, are we? We're only gonna focus on these weird Japanese cartoons. Now, I have always jokingly said, you know what, I think the world is just a simulation. If there's one thing in this entire planet that cements that theory as fact, it's this goddamn video. Now, one, I'm not going to give you my personal politics, but I don't think the government should have any say in how people think or create. I think that's a bit fucked up. The fact that he thinks that we can just ban a medium outright because of a few bad eggs, and that's really all it is, because anime and manga, for the most part, is not pedophilic rape material. I just think the idea that we should ban a medium purely on the testimony and speculation of a balding old white man in Australia who thinks that A, anime is for pedophiles and rapists, and B, just has no idea what he's generally talking about, is absolutely fucking off the wall, pants on head, insane. I said it before, and I'll say it again, the fact that this is your priority in politics is ridiculous. All of your time and energy and all of the taxpayer money, which I may add, that probably went into all this bullshit, could have been better put to, I don't know, affordable housing, making sure people don't go hungry at night, making sure children don't go hungry at night, making sure children don't get screwed out of care in the foster system, stopping sex trafficking, helping rape victims, opening more centers to help women who are being abused, opening women's shelters, opening shelters for men who have been abused. It's an unlimited list of things that should take more priority, but for whatever reason, this guy is so fucking stupid. It's not. Now, at the end of the day, you've got to take shit like this with an absolute grain of salt. There is, of course, no way that this guy is getting all anime and manga banned in Australia, and if he does, I will eat this very hat on live stream. I'll eat it on, I will do a live stream where I literally fry up and eat this fucking hat. Because I am that confident that it is not going to happen. But if it does, in addition to the terrible digestion that I imagine a hat would give you, that concerns me. Because it sets a precedent for countries all over the world to say, I don't like this specific bit of media, I don't like this specific way of thinking, we're going to outright ban it and penalize those who enjoy it. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. If you've watched this video, if you haven't, I'll leave a link to the Twitter thread where I found these videos. It's very surreal to just kind of watch. It's really weird. Just knowing that there's so many things that are going wrong in the world, but this is a thing that someone is focusing on. But until next time, folks, happy reading.